Hi guys, Drinking Twins here, Ralph.
And I'm Jake.
We've been asked by Afon Mêl to answer a few questions about ourselves and kind of what we do to take you through just a bit about ourselves really. So we'll just get into it. Let's start with the first question.
Let's see what we've got.
How did exploring drinks become such a passion and how did it all start? You want to take that one?
Sure, well, for us, we grew up, we had a little bit of bartending experience from when we were at home, and I think just from going back and forth between London, because we grew up in the suburbs of London, in Surrey, just outside London, we got to drink a lot of great drinks and growing up and down from London, and basically...
You don't say London anymore. Basically we went up and then we got to know some really good bartenders, some really good bars, and we just really loved the kind of passion behind mixology and this whole kind of cocktail culture. And I suppose it all started there. We used to go into bars as twins. You get noticed, obviously, if you walk into bars as twins. And you become a regular in half the time because they think it's just one person getting drunk all the time in the same bar. We had to always call each other up and ask.
Sometimes it is.
Sometimes it is. It kind of started from there. And we started the Instagram, started the blog, and it's just kind of grown naturally, doing a lot of face-to-face stuff and going to a lot of cool places and getting to know some good people, like Afon Mêl.
Let's see what we've got next. Who are you guys inspired by? That's a really good question. I think for us, I mean, the whole Drinkstagram kind of community, anyone basically that's just at home making drinks, really passionate and inspired to make their own drinks at home and make, there's
a lot of really good kind of, whether it's sort of small companies or sort of small batch spirits or just individuals who have gone out their way to kind of explore the history and kind of this rich culture that's in drinking. I think, there's loads of people. There's from top bartenders in London to guys working out their basement essentially. So I think mainly kind of Drinkstagram community. I think.
Yeah, anyone that is just passionate about either creating really good products or turning those products into really great drinks. I think we're
there are some standout people. I think we've got we always love kind of what the guys at Dandelion have been doing. Rich Woods from Duck and Waffle is really sort of pushing the boundaries of what you can kind of do with kind of filtration techniques and
very much
infusions.
The kind of Heston of the drinks world. I think,
with kind of glasses to match. I think, everyone really from small to big. So, what's the next one we got here? Your identical twin brothers. Who is the eldest?
Well, I'm the eldest by a mere 9 minutes. Doesn't
he know it?
I do get to play older brother role sometimes, but we do drink at the same time.
9 minutes doesn't really count. I mean,
exactly.
But it's identical, so
right. Where did you grow up, and how did that influence you?
Yeah, so I suppose growing up in Surrey was kind of obviously a lot smaller than London, so there was only kind of old man pubs and really sort of a few bars that we kind of went to, but none of them were really kind of... It was when we kind of started... We used to go into London a lot, so when we used to go into London and we saw all these good cocktail bars and everything, we kind of tried to bring a bit of that back, and we did a lot of... Well, we still do, obviously, do a lot of home bar stuff. We used to play around a lot. Even when we were back living with our parents, we used to kind of do a lot of stuff with that. When we went to uni, we kind of played around with some stuff there.
I think the key thing is, when you don't have much choice where you live, some bars are kind of extending out of London really well now, but when you don't have as much choice from where you live, you have to kind of create your own. And I think from there we thought, if I can't get a great old-fashioned or Negroni in the bar near me, then I'll learn how to make my own, and that's kind of what we did.
Well, there's a lot to be said for a good pub by the river in Surrey, though.
What do you look for in a good drink is the next...
In a great drink. What do you look for in a great drink? I think for both of us, it's kind of balance. I think if you've got the balance of sweet, kind of savoury notes there and sort of citrus coming through, there's a lot of really sort of things that we naturally kind of look for. I suppose they're both kind of partial to that old-fashioned style drinks and kind of Negronis, so quite strong and bitter. But if you do something well, I think any good drink, that was what makes a good drink. I mean, things like mead, it's got that sweetness, but it's got the sharp edge to it. And I think particularly with Afon Mêl, it's kind of like the acidity of a vermouth for me.
I mean, things stand the test of time. Whether that's a whiskey you add sugar to it and it turns into a cocktail, or whether that's a mead that's been drunk for thousands of years by people in this country and beyond. I think anything that kind of tastes great from beginning to end and keeps you kind of coming back and wanting more is a great cocktail. let's see what we have recently. Oh, we read that you recently won Best Old Fashioned Award. Tell us more about that. We did indeed. I'll let Ralph take that one.
So this was, we were invited in by Glenmorangie Whiskey to an old fashioned masterclass with two great guys, Joel Harrison and Neil Ridley, who are part of World's Best Spirits. And they are writers, they're authors, and they are just really good, sort of renowned experts on old fashions and everything that makes a really good classic cocktail. So we got invited in, and it was a beautiful night. There was loads of different whiskey and loads of different bitters and loads of different sugars, and we really played around with it. And we kind of were judged. Everyone all the sort of the guys who were invited were judged by these two, and we ended up winning with a kind of penicillin twist. That we created, or I created with Jake did some good ones as well. We both did some good ones. With a kind of, it was Glenmorangie peated, so it was a nice peated whiskey with some kind of lemon oil with some lemon zest, and we had some ginger bitters. So it was a really kind of nice balance, and we've been playing around with that a bit as well, with some sort of ginger preserve and conserve and kind of lemon juice and everything. But yeah, so that was a really good night. We won kind of a little one of their books, kind of distilled, and we got some nice pictures from that where we're looking all dapper from the night. So yeah, it was a good night. The next one here is, what are your plans for 2019, and how can more people get to work with you guys?
Well, I think for 2019 we'd love to just keep doing what we're doing, really engaging with other people on Instagram, but also engaging with, trying new brands, trying new drinks. Basically, we love trying new things and love just trying people that are either putting a twist on something or people that are creating something unique and tasty. So we're going to keep drinking. We're going to keep
There's things that we like doing every year. We love going to like London Cocktail Week. We've met some really cool people through that, including this sort of fantastic this guy David who went out to Oaxaca to get this amazing mezcal he made. There's some really interesting kind of people who we've met there. We're really excited to do that every year. We kind of go along and just sort of see what's fresh and new and coming up in the market, and have some nice drinks at the same time.
And more than that, if we can inspire one person to kind of pick up a cocktail shaker at home and just try and make a good drink for themselves, or try and head out to some of the bars that are doing really great things in London and around the world, really, then that will be us happy for 2019.
Yeah, 2019 is going to be a good year, I think. And I think in terms of people getting in touch with us, we always love sort of collaborations. We love kind of experiment with either a beautiful spirit or just any product of any kind. So we kind of we've got our Instagram, so you can sort of follow @DrinkingTwins, message us on that, or we have our website drinkingtwins.com, but mostly I think drinkingtwins@gmail.com is our it's all in the Instagram. And I think that's, if people drop us a message, we we love to have a coffee or
or a drink even.
or a drink with them. So
Well, let's see. So our next question is, can you finish this sentence? I'll let Ralph start. A really great cocktail needs to...
A really great cocktail needs to have its own mythology, I think. I really love it when a cocktail has some narrative behind it, and when the bartender's really thought about all the different elements coming together in it. I think when they're using interesting ingredients, a cocktail needs to push the boundaries. So I would say a sort of a really great cocktail needs to be pushing the boundaries for me. A really great cocktail needs to...
I think a really great cocktail for me needs to... firstly, it needs to taste great. That's the number one thing. It needs to taste good from beginning to end. It needs to make you come back for more, want to come back for more, and need to... you always ask, where did that drink go? I've been, drinking that so well and enjoying it so much. I didn't realise it's all down to the dregs, and I want another one. So great drinks, I think, are either a really cool twist on a classic cocktail because it's tried and tested, or just a really cool twist on something with a new spirit, something fresh. There's loads of new products coming out, and a really great cocktail that utilises something which you've never tasted before can also be great as well.
Yeah.
Right, there's been a lot of talk about mead becoming the drink of 2019 with articles from the likes of Gina Clark. What do you know about mead? Well, let's test our mead knowledge here.
I think, first of all, obviously, probably from both of our first kind of knowledge, our initial knowledge of mead comes from literature and kind of, I think, sort of classical mythology. I think there's a lot of it drunk through the ages in like Viking mythology as a sort of drink of the gods and liquor of the gods.
Kind of a horn cup, drinking mead out of that.
So it has that really nice. I think we had this really interesting encounter with it a few years ago. We went to Slovenia and we there was too many bears that season in the forest, and we were in this tiny mountain village going skiing, and we ate some bear and some boar, and we had a glass of mead with that, and it was probably the perfect setting to have a glass of mead.
It probably was, you know,
Alpine
made
village
you
with
feel
some
like
roasted bear and a glass of mead. So I think for you know, in terms of the process and everything, we're always really excited to find out more about people doing some interesting stuff with it. I think in terms of Afon Mêl, the fact that they have they use it from their own honey as well is something that I think is amazing. And you know, having tried the honey as well from these guys, you know, it's something that I think.
Yeah, I mean, you can ferment anything at the end of the day, pretty much. So fermenting something sweet just kind of comes naturally to be able to drink and enjoy that thing. You know, lots of people find cocktails too strong, too bitter. So you know, there's a spirit in a drink for everyone. And if you like something sweet and you want to try that, then you know, something like mead, I think, can have really exciting possibilities.
I definitely think in terms of it becoming like something, in terms of it growing in 2019, I definitely think that kind of fortified wines and kind of sweet, kind of interesting, complex spirits like mead are becoming more and more popular because of the different uses that you can do with them. And I think having just played around with this in some cocktails initially, we're really excited to kind of see what 2019 brings. And not just from us, but from many other people, from the Drinkstagram kind of community.
Right, talk us through your mead cocktail with honeycomb.
So this is one that we're still kind of putting together, because what we're planning on doing, without giving too much away, is doing a sort of custard wash of the honey mead with a salted caramel custard, which we're going to kind of pair with honeycomb. Now that's probably going to be infusing some cream with honeycomb and kind of playing around with that, and then obviously topping the cocktail with that. We're still experimenting flavours because we want to get that kind of salt in there as well to kind of counteract the sweetness a bit of the honeycomb. And I think, yeah, that one's yet to come, but we've done some really interesting stuff. If you look at our Instagram, we've done some stuff with the blackberry mead, the cherry mead. We did a classic Negroni, which was actually just a beautiful twist because we just replaced the vermouth, which was a really nice kind of, you had that cherry hit there, and the blackberry with the kind of the blackberry sour twist that we did on that was really, really nice to have that kind of shaken with the egg, with that foam. Really good. So yeah, I mean with the cocktail with the honeycomb, you know, watch this space and check our Instagram. We'll be playing around with it. We're just infusing and making the custard, the salted caramel custard, as we speak. So
right, we got another question. Where would you go in a time machine? So I think for that one, for me, I'd probably go to kind of maybe Prohibition era America, or even earlier. I'd love to kind of see Jerry Thomas, the original kind of one of the original cocktail connoisseurs and cocktail makers who, you know, invented all these amazing drinks, you know, knocking together these old-fashioned whiskey drinks, port drinks, all these kind of things in saloon bars in New York City. So I'd probably love to go to sort of, you know, 1800s and really see how some of the cocktails started life.
I think I'd just like to have a classic glass of wine on the French Riviera with like some 1930s French artists. I think that's, for me, have a nice sort of whiskey or something there with them, or, you know, a good kind of, or an absinthe. I'd love to just, you know, chase the green fairy with with either Baudelaire or kind of Toulouse-Lautrec. Maybe a little pretentious, but...
Right, and the last question is, who would win in an arm wrestle between you guys? Well, you know, there's
only one way to
find out. So
plop this down.
Let's give that a try.
Let's do this. Hang on. And right, ready, go. This is the worst thing you can do to twins. Try and get them to compete. Okay, we're pretty equally matched here. This is not going to go well. I think it's fairly safe to say, considering we have the genetically identical muscle structure.
I'll just call this a draw.
Oh, of course, a draw. I don't think that counts. That doesn't count.
So we've really enjoyed getting these questions from Afon Mêl, and really looking forward to seeing what they and other producers do in the future. Really looking forward to hearing from you guys. But yeah, it's been great. Looking forward to seeing what 29 has to bring for all of us, small producers, drinks creators, Instagram influencers, and all. So
here's to you guys.
Cheers.